Hi. If you've recently been laid off, or you can feel the ground shifting under your role, I want to start by saying this. You are not behind, and you're not alone. In the past months, I've seen more internationals in the Netherlands asking the same quiet question. Is it just me, or is the job marketing getting tighter? And it's not only a feeling. Recent reporting points to an acceleration of reorganizations and layoffs across multiple sectors, with employers warning that job cuts may continue for months. So here's something about layoffs, cycles, and the hard truth about control. One of the most disorienting things about layoffs is the way they mess with your sense of confidence and agency. You can be competent, committed, and well liked, and still be impacted by a restructuring that has nothing to do with your performance. That's not a personal failure. It's one of the uncomfortable realities of economic cycles. Organizations expand and contract, strategies shift, costs rise, leadership changes, and AI sweeps in when entire departments also get redesigned. So here's a grounding framework I often come back to, especially when you're living abroad and the stakes can feel higher. Notice what you cannot control: the market, internal politics, shareholders' expectations, reorganizations, hiring freezes, and the timing of change. At the same time, notice what you can control: your focus, your narrative, your relationships, your visibility, and the consistency of your actions. The goal isn't to pretend uncertainty doesn't exist. The goal is to build a job hunt that is steady enough to hold you through uncertainty. What does this mean for you practically? Well, if layoffs are increasing across sector, it usually means a few things at the individual level. Competition can rise quickly. There will be more strong candidates on the market at the same time. Hiring processes can slow down. There will be need for more approvals, more steps, more internal reshuffles. Referrals matter even more because many roles are filled through networks before they ever become public. And clarity becomes a differentiator. Generic profiles blend in, specific positioning stands out. This is why I'm a big believer in a smart job hunt: structured, relationship-led, and designed to protect your energy. This is a moment you need a plan, not panic. When uncertainty rises, many smart, capable people do one of two things. They freeze because the stakes feel so high, or they get into CV spamming application mode because doing something feels better than doing nothing. Well, neither is really a strategy. A smart job hunt is calmer than that. It's structured, and it protects your energy, which is a real resource, essential yet limited. So here is where you can start with your smart job hunt checklist. You don't need to do all of this today, but you do need a sequence. So consider the following. 1. Stabilize your admin and nervous system first. Book at least 1 hour to map your financial runway, even if roughly. If relevant, also check what applies to your visa or resident permit situation and the timelines that go along with it. Choose one daily anchor habit. Take a walk, go to the gym, journal, or do some breath work. And treat it like a meeting. You are busy at that time. Nothing else can come at that point. Why does this matter? Well, when your body is in threat mode, your options seem smaller and your decisions get harder. 2. Choose your search focus before you open LinkedIn. Write a one-sentence target. I'm looking for this type of role in this sector where I can use my top strengths, X and Y. Pick one primary direction and maybe one secondary option, but not 5. And then list 10 to 15 organizations that seem to be a right fit for you, not just job titles. Why does this matter? Because clarity makes you referable. So 3, build your story quickly, honestly, and without over-explaining. Draft a simple explanation for your layoff. You can say something like, my role was impacted by restructuring, and now I'm focusing on this. Identify 2 or 3 proof points that you want to be known for. This can be results, outcomes, projects. And then, yes, update your LinkedIn headline so it signals direction, not distress. This matters because people don't hire CVs. They hire narratives that they can trust. Now 4, shift from applications to conversations, especially, though not only, in the Netherlands. Set a weekly target. Set yourself, for example, to send 10 outreach messages and have 3 conversations every week. Start with your warm contacts, like former colleagues, clients, classmates, or people in your community. And ask for insight, not a job. It could be something like, hey, could I ask you 2 questions about how hiring works in your team right now? This really matters because many roles are filled through internal movements and referrals long before you ever see a public vacancy. Now 5, make your CV and your LinkedIn profile Dutch market readable. What this means is that you should lead with impact and scope. Numbers help a lot, but clarity matters even more. Now, removing anything that reads as generic, hardworking, team play, dynamic, and tailor your top third or your above the fold section, especially your profile and key skills, to the role family you are now targeting. It's not about your past, it's about what you want next. Why does this matter? It's just that in a tighter market, your first impression has to do a lot more work. Now 6, prepare for the questions that internationals so often get asked, so you don't get derailed in the moment. Expect the following questions. Do you speak Dutch? And prepare a confident but non-defensive answer. Or do you need visa sponsorship? And then find a way to answer it clearly and as early as possible. Also, they might ask you, hey, why the Netherlands? And so make sure you have an answer that connects to your motivation and the contribution you can bring to that organization. This really matters because if uncertainty is normal, vagueness is really something you want to avoid. And 7, track your job hunt like your project, because it is one. Create a simple tracking file. Have columns for the role, company, the contact, the date you last did something, when is the next step. Then make sure you review frequently, for example, every Friday. Note what moved, what was stalled during that week, and what did you learn? And then adjust your strategy every, let's say, every 2 weeks, not every 2 hours, but be open to learn and tweak as you go along. This really matters because consistency always beats intensity. Your takeaway from all of this, I hope, is that if layoffs are in the air, the goal isn't to become more aggressive. The goal is to become more intentional. A smart job hunt really helps you. It helps you regain a sense of agency. It helps you communicate your value with calm and confidence, and it builds momentum without burning out. So, if you'd like a structured toolkit to guide your job hunt, including templates, prompts, and a step-by-step approach designed for internationals, you might like my Smart Job Hunt Toolkit. Check the link in the descriptions. One final note. If this article landed at the exact moment you needed it, consider forwarding it to one international friend or colleague. Sometimes the most practical support you can offer is simply to let them know you're not alone and there is a way through it. If you want further support, always feel free to book a discovery call with me. I wish you a happy and successful life wherever you are.